Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, oh, everyone can, you know what I mean? Like when you say something and then you think, well, how would it sound? I can already imagine
people listening later.
Yeah.
The worst thing is too is that you get stuck like on the record somehow. You said something and people are like, I can't believe you believe that. And you're like, oh, no, I just said it. And then I thought about it again like 10 minutes later and I realized, nah, probably wrong. But you don't correct yourself, so they just assume you.
Yeah, because when you're talking to somebody else, you think, oh, they understand what I'm saying, but half the time they don't, and it just moves on. But it's never something that someone can recall back exactly. You're never going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, this they'll play it time and again.
Yeah.
So you're nervous? Don't be nervous.
Well, all of a sudden, because I have to hold this really heavy mic.
I have those things at home, but I never use them at all.
Wireless mics?
No, mics. Well, that'd be great. I probably should. I wonder if I could do that. I probably could. No, just like a mic stand, so you can just sort of keep it in front of you.
You should make a little helmet out of cardboard that holds this mic, like a football helmet of cardboard that holds the mic. So then when you move it, it works perfectly.
Like those things where you drink beer out of?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work great. Have you ever had one of those?
No, but I did request one for my birthday.
Which one? This one?
What do you mean, this one?
Birthday?
Yeah, this upcoming birthday. I literally just talked the other day about how I want one of those foam domes.
That'd be fun. You can't take it to a high school football game.
No, but
you put hot cocoa in them, I guess.
You could take them to lots of your friends' houses.
Yeah. Did I tell you what I bought for Ren's Super Bowl party?
No.
Snuggies, 14 Snuggies.
Okay.
I
wait. First of all, how much did that cost you? Second of all, what colors did you pick? And third of all, why didn't you get the Forever Lazy full-footed Snuggie?
Here's why. That's when I thought of it. That's when I thought of it. When you sent me that thing with the Forever Lazy. With the full footies, yeah.
The sleep on the job gray?
That was the color you wanted. I love how they make it seem all those are like, no, people can continue their regular lives.
Yeah,
move on.
Workday blues.
Put on the Forever Lazy. Why? Yeah. Do they have extra socks, or was it already like made with like the whole?
No. I think
leg?
The booties come separate, but you get a free pair of booties when you order them.
And that didn't have the kind where you open up the asshole.
That's what they had.
Ass opening,
yeah.
So you don't have to take it off. You can just take the shit.
Yeah, you can just drop the... But that's assuming you're not wearing any clothes underneath.
And no underwear. Or just pull the underwear down. I'd be so scared. Plus, at that little hole, I'm like, what if it gets messy or splashes?
Well, you just fold it down. I mean, what are you...
No, but I know it's a wide circle, but like, what if it gets bunched up or something?
No,
I don't want to get shit on it.
It's a flap with two buttons that you unbutton, and then the flap falls down. It's not a big circle. You have to like
no. I know that.
Or pull or do anything
but
weird.
I'm saying when the flap is open and you're ready to shit, I'd still feel like constricted of like a certain amount of space.
I've never taken a poop wearing a full clothing with just my butt exposed, and I just think that in itself would be really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wonder if I've done it.
There's nothing worse than as a girl when you're wearing an outfit and you're at a party, but the outfit it's like a jumper. You know how jumpers became really popular?
So the onesies?
Yeah, it's like, shorts with and it's all connected.
Uh-huh.
But when you're at a party and you go to the bathroom and you're wearing one of those, you have to take all your clothes off.
And just get topless and bottomless?
Yeah, so you're just like sitting in the bathroom at this party feeling like a total perv because you're not wearing any clothes.
Yeah, that is annoying. And just like waiting there.
And you're just like, well, if someone walks in on me right now, how am I going to explain this?
That's why I can never make out with people at parties.
What are you talking about?
Like go to like the bathroom and do it at a party?
Because you're afraid someone will walk in?
Are they going to know? No, they're going to like bang and like, hello, who's in there?
Yeah, but I thought that would be like bragging rights for a dude.
Yeah, as long as no one bangs. It would totally be bragging rights, but I'd just be nervous while I'm doing it that I get caught.
Yeah, but you're also the same person that told me that you had sex in the trunk of your car with the trunk closed.
Yeah, not open, where people might see or bother us. Who's going to bang on a trunk?
So you're into exhibitionism as long as no one can see it and no one can catch you.
It's a crazy place. It's a weird place.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No, but that's why I closed the trunk. No one's going to see us.
But then why even do it? It's so uncomfortable.
Because we couldn't do it in the car because then people could see us.
But why not just go back to your house if there's
we're in Santa Monica.
Oh, I see. It would just had to be that right then, right there.
Yeah. It's like, you want to do this? Like, yeah, I want to do this.
You've been so wild with passion that it had to happen. Okay.
That's what happens when you don't use condoms. It feels that good. just need to do it at all times.
I just can't believe you convinced some girl to be like, just climb in the trunk with me. And
My wife.
Oh, right.
She said it. She said she had those latches that glow in the dark in Volkswagens.
Uh-huh.
They have those latches.
How was it, by the way?
Fine. All sex is just fine. It's like sometimes a little better than others, but it's all the same thing. You know?
Right.
What's somebody going to say to you sexually or otherwise? It's going to make it way, way better. It's nice if you like them and stuff, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah.
I want to talk. Let's talk. Can we talk about art?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, you have this book coming out.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that after or before?
No, you can talk about it now.
Okay.
You already brought it up.
Yeah. Well, you have this sweet. We'll get back to it too. But you have this art project that you've been working on for how long? You're an artist.
I am an artist.
Okay.
I'm a painter.
Yeah.
And I make paintings on paper primarily.
What? Yeah.
With watercolor.
Somebody once described you as a painter, and I was like, artist. And she was like, ooh, somebody likes somebody.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me that story, but I refer to myself as a painter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because an artist feels really pretentious. Oh, I'm an artist.
It's weird because any other kind of art, I always feel like, no, the real artists are painters. Everybody knows that. Painters and maybe sculptors. But like musicians and like playwrights, they all say they're artists, but none of us really feel like it.
Really?
We just want to. We do what we would consider art, but like clearly painting that's what art hangs on a wall.
Well, I mean, that's your like...
Art's not served with a 2-drink minimum. I mean, it is, but like not quite.
Yeah, but I would say theater is art. The theater arts.
Yeah, I would say they're all sort of arts, but I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, but I think that also it's because you're not a super art person, and a super art person would like that art hangs on a wall. That notion has been dead for like 50 years. Like most people think painting is dead.
Oh, that's weird because I just got into art like 65 years ago. No wonder. no wonder I don't know about it. Really? That's all dead?
Yeah, like if you study art, painting is dead.
We still. What do you mean?
Like it's a dead form.
Like everything's been done?
Yeah.
Here's what I figured out after a while. It seems like art has eventually moved on to like instead of being expressing some sort of idea, it's moved on to being about other art.
Well, that's a huge part of art making.
Yeah. It's definitely a generalization, but like.
Well, I mean, you have to speak. I mean, we're going to speak in generalizations.
Yeah.
I think that like most conceptual art. I mean, that's the.
What's conceptual art? What does that mean?
Well, I think about it as like art that's made now. A lot of it, or the art that's in like consumed by like the real high-end galleries and like in like the real art is conceptual, and a lot of it is art about art. But it's also like, okay, you have to know all the jokes that have been made before.
Sort of.
Like, because if all of a sudden you tried to like do a Richard Pryor bit, everyone would know. Yeah. You have to know it's been done because you can't. So I think that's where it comes from. You know, like art about art is like it's a reference to things that have already been done. Because if you didn't know what had already been done, you would just be making copycats. Like you'd just be talking about old ideas
accidentally.
Yeah, like you don't want to talk about old ideas,
right?
You want to talk about something unique.
Okay,
like that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to make a joke that everyone's heard.
But like
before.
I remember when you did one about this sort of helped me with my stand-up too, to figure out like what I'm supposed to be expressing and stuff. When you did the one with the masks, when you're going through that period.
I think I'm still in that period.
Oh yeah, actually clearly you are from that book. But like
there's a lot of masks in the book.
Yeah. But you were like telling me it was about how people don't show their real selves. Is that wrong, or does that seem pretentious?
No, I can't believe that came out of my mouth, and I'm not really sure.
I think I coached you through it, but like, it's not like you were bragging about it.
Well, no. I think it sounds a little geeky. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of an obvious one-to-one. Like masks obscure a face for a reason. I like using them because then it doesn't become about a specific person.
Oh, it just becomes about...
It separates. Like, it's still about humans.
Yeah.
But it's, like, this really nice way of, like, separating it being about, like, me making a portrait of you. Me making a portrait of you, it's like, it's a portrait of you.
With a mask on, it's just like... Then
but
what?
if I just remove your identity, there's a joy to that because then I'm talking about everybody. Oh. You know, I'm talking about all people. I'm not just talking about you.
Could you do that with drawing no faces on them? Or is that just a person with no face?
I think
or is that some weird other thing?
I think that would not be pleasing to paint. I mean, the other part of it is like there's a joy to like being able to make stuff that I didn't think my hand could make.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know also. Like when I was like 15 or 16, or when there's like, let's say people from Boston that are like 35 now, just as dumb as normal people are when they're 15. And they look at a piece of art like, well, I could do that. And it's like, one, you couldn't.
Yeah.
And two, it's not just about that. It's about some sort of concept.
Yes, there's a contextualization for sure. But
there's also like technique is like a big thing.
Yeah, but not in all, like, there's a lot of art now that's like really, really ugly and has no technique, and it's really just about the idea.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, there's like sculptures that are just like pieces of cardboard trashed on the floor that require, there's a lot of art that's made that doesn't require any skill set.
Yeah.
But it's based around all these ideas
like that
are really
white square
complicated.
on a painting, whatever that was, an all white painting.
Did we see that?
All black, what?
Did we see that? Is that why you're asking me?
No. I just remember it being like a thing of like this like square black box.
I don't know.
Or square white box.
About.
Really?
Yeah. I can't go with you on that one.
Oh, all right. I sort of half remember that.
I mean, there's a lot of different types of paintings that it's like, you know, a painting is a little bit different, but there's a lot of art that doesn't require any technique. I mean, I feel like I'm very old-fashioned in my love of technique, and especially since I have a certain photorealism to what I'm making, and that's really not popular in the art world today.
The one guy has that. I like it.
What one guy?
Kunz.
Oh, yeah. But he pays people to make those paintings.
Oh, right.
He doesn't paint those paintings. And that's part of it, too. So, like, that's a conceptually different thing. Is this going right?
There's like things that are all separated, but they're all overlapping now.
And being obtuse. I don't know.
No, there's each things I want to get into, like the people who, like, have people paint them. Like, once you get to a high enough level, you just
we're just ripping through all these
usually we kept jumping too fast,
Can you move this thing along with me so I can walk over to my kitchen?
And get some water? You can keep going. That's why I bought an extra long cord.
Oh, that is really good. Actually, I'm going to switch it up a little bit.
What do you mean?
This is what I mean.
The wino's out. Ooh, is that a Griffon?
Yes, it's a high-quality old fine Zinfandel from Trader Joe's.
Nice. How much was that?
$4.99. Now that I'm 33, I don't just get the $1.99 Charles Shaw.
It's time to grow up.
I feel like I'm spending $4.99 on a bottle of wine I've gotten somewhere.
I like that. Just like a little bit more makes you feel like such a winner.
I've moved up from Velveeta.
Like, I'll eat at Carl's Jr., but never McDonald's. It's like, have some standards. What's the matter?
I think I just inhaled a booger a little bit.
Oh, that happens. I went to Phoenix this week, and it was so dry, and I'm still picking boogers out.
Really?
Yeah, Ralphie called it like Triscuits. It's just like everything like crumbles. Barf. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that first. The people who get so big, they can just...
This is a complicated idea that happens in painting, where there's certain artists that are so famous.
Yeah.
And they got really famous making the paintings.
Yeah.
So they can paint.
Yeah.
But then they get so famous that part of the problem is that, okay, like, when you're a sculptor, you can make an edition of a sculpture.
What does
you
that
can
mean?
make 5 of one sculpture and sell it. For each one can be $20,000. So you make a ton of money. When you make a painting... And
the concept is already one. So you don't have to keep coming up with new concepts.
No, it's just like... And you don't even have to make all 5 of them. You make the first one, and then you can send it off to the foundry or some other place to make it.
What's the foundry?
The foundry is a place where they cast metal and usually make your sculpture.
Oh.
Like if you have a bronze sculpture, it's made in a foundry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so... Usually don't even make those. So you're just making a ton of loot, right?
Yeah.
But when you make a painting, especially if you make a super intricate oil painting, it could take you 6 months. And when you're starting out...
to actually do it. You've had the concept in your head completely.
Yeah, but to actually, like, physically... It's why the book took me 2 years. To physically make the paintings, it takes forever. So then when you sell that painting for $20,000, it doesn't make your life. Like, there's no way.
Oh, because that's 6 months of your life to make $20,000.
Yeah, so it's not worth it, right? But then if you become more and more famous, then the demand gets so high that you can actually stop making the paintings because your paintings are now worth, say, $150,000.
Yeah.
You can hire people as your assistants to make most of the painting.
Not just the first one?
Well,
let's say you make the first one. And
you can't make an edition of a painting.
Oh, I get it.
Every painting has to be unique, and so to accomplish that, you have to bring in extra people because.
Wait, didn't the what's his name? Oh, that's lithographs.
Yeah, that's a different thing. That's printmaking.
Okay. And so then you have to bring somebody in to make it, but it takes so long that you like move on. You can only make one painting.
Right, and if you have like say you're super famous, you have a gallery in London that needs a show, you have a gallery, and there's no way you could make enough paintings for all those things.
Right.
So you get assistants. To
help you make, instead of making 1 or 2 paintings a year, you can make 20.
Yeah, and some people don't even paint the paintings anymore. You know who, like Thomas Kincaid, that horrible painter?
Which one's Thomas Kincaid? What does he
He's
make?
that guy in the mall all the time that does paintings. He's the painter of light. He has stores in the mall. He's on like the stock exchange.
Really?
And he makes these really schlocky paintings.
Super successful.
Yeah, and there's different price points. And the most expensive one, somebody else paints it, and then he comes in with white paint and paints the highlights.
Wow. That's all he does himself?
Yes.
The rest he just like, here's what we're going to do.
He also gets arrested constantly for DUIs and is a miserable, miserable human.
Oh, I can see that. When you do nothing and just sell crap.
Yeah, but it's just like you have millions of dollars and you're still miserable.
Yeah.
People are constantly striving for that.
And is he miserable or does he just like to drink and he loves to drive home?
I don't know. I think that usually that means you're a little bit miserable.
Yeah, especially if you have the money too. You're like, oh, I'll just take cabs.
Or get a driver.
Oh, yeah.
Think outside the box.
Yeah. I think Saget had a driver for a while. He would just never drive anywhere.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was like, yeah, why would you? If you have so much money,
yeah,
like why bother? I'll just sit in the back.
Yeah,
I always feel obligated to talk to them.
That is a problem. It's like talking to your hairdresser.
I want to ignore them. Yeah, it's like talking to your hairdresser. What do they? Do you think they ever get a sense of that? Of like people who just don't want to talk?
Yeah, I think so.
At what point?
I've sat through whole things.
Yeah.
In whole haircuts, whole things, whole haircuts, in such a grip of panic of not having anything to talk about that we don't talk the whole time.
Just sit there.
Yeah. But now my friend cuts my hair and it's just...
You have to.
It's brilliant. Well, I like her.
Oh, okay.
I like talking to her. It's like hanging out with her.
Plus she's doing stuff for you, so it's like you're like...
Well, I'm paying her for a service.
Yeah, lady will pay her to whore her hands out on your head.
I don't think women really treat each other like that, but okay.
Yeah, maybe it's
you can imagine that later.
So then that's acceptable, or that's like a thing?
It's acceptable, except that a couple people that I know that are super famous that now get their paintings made in China.
Oh.
Because the Chinese are exceptional painters,
and
they work really hard, and they can make exact copies. They do master copies constantly.
Because it's like, do you ever see...
Are you going to say something racist?
No.
You have a little glint in your eye.
I'm remembering this movie with the guy from Arthur. Dudley Moore?
Jessica Lange.
No, not Jessica Lange. She still looks good at 62. She's not fuckable. She's maybe like we'd think about it. But ordinary people? No. It's about an ad executive who went to the funny farm.
You know, I don't think I've seen this movie.
Oh,
so you should just stop it.
Okay. Well, he said... Asians are better car makers because they're closer to the ground. And so they can... Okay, so you did just say something racist. Yes, but I didn't think of it. I was just remembering something racist.
But that glint in your eye, I could recognize it.
That's not racist, glint. You're right. That's what it was.
It's this twinkle that gets in your eye, right? Before you say something devilish.
I can use horrible human experiences for good for a second.
No, I wasn't going to say anything like that. I was just saying that that's how it happens now. But okay, so this one artist I know that's super famous that gets his people in China to make his paintings.
Who's that?
It's a secret.
Oh.
Like it's a super secret. People don't talk about it.
Really?
So to me...
Is it one of those where everybody knows but nobody mentions it?
I think most people know.
Like Kobe Bryant and the rape? Or is it one of those that like...
I think it's less knowledgeable.
People just don't know.
I'm sure the collectors don't know.
Oh, and that would be bad for them. And why would that be different than getting it done in America?
No, it's not an America versus China thing. It's that this person's entire work, all their work, it's not even their hand. It's being farmed out.
But that's what a lot of people do, you said.
Right, but
this guy, nobody knows about
it. There's subtle differences, right? Because it's like Jeff Koons.
Yeah.
He makes these beautiful paintings that are like super photorealistic.
Yeah.
But they're not about him being able to paint them.
Aren't they?
No. His work is not about him having
because
skill.
They're so specific that it's so like photorealistic that you're like, whoa, who did this?
Well, it's an impressive visual object that he created. Like, he made the image.
And that's not hard to do? That's like an easy thing?
I didn't say it was easy.
But you said it's not about it's not about him being able to do it?
Yeah.
But isn't it? So it's not that?
No.
It seems like that is for me.
No.
I was like, this guy's super talented. He can make something look exactly like a photograph.
No, you know he made that bunny, that Mylar bunny.
Which one's
that? Sculpture that's like that Mylar. Or he made the Michael Jackson sculpture with bubbles.
Yeah.
He didn't make that sculpture. He didn't physically make that sculpture. The painting is the same thing.
Huh. Yeah, I like the one where he made balloon animals.
Yeah.
But he didn't make that. You're right.
No.
He didn't chisel it.
No.
Or bronze it or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't chisel it.
Chisel it out of metal.
Oh, you boob. He didn't make it chiseling it.
Well, then what are the ones that are about the skill?
Well, there are some people whose paintings are really beautiful because they made them, and so that's when it becomes more secretive. That you have
that they farmed it out.
Yeah.
And Jeff Koons is not one of those? People really don't look at it like that. Like, wow, I can't believe he made this?
No.
Wow. All right. What was I going to say? Yeah, because Kevin always talks about you, and he says how great you are at, like, fur and things like that.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And that's like a technique situation.
Yes, I'm really excited about technique. What's interesting about technique, though, is like Kevin is a much better renderer than I am.
What's rendering?
He's a much better drawer.
Okay.
Like, he can draw anything. I can't.
Okay.
Like, he's just better at it than me.
Right.
But I think that I love Kevin's work, and I think that my work and Kevin's work are totally, like, on the same par.
Yeah. He thinks you're way better than him.
Well, that's nice. But, I feel like...
He doesn't say it just be like, oh, no, she's way better. He's like, yes. It's just like it's a given. That's how he treats it.
I know, it's really sweet, but that's not necessarily how I feel. But anyway...
Tell me Kevin's shitty. Go ahead.
Kevin's a really good artist. Sometimes you can see stuff that's like really well made, like insanely rendered. Like today I was looking at this guy who made these portraits that looked like they were made out of woven rug paintings.
Yeah.
But it would be like of Oprah or that John Lennon wearing a New York City shirt.
Yeah.
And that's not good art. Even though it's super well rendered.
Oh, but he still has no
there's no thing going on. There's no extra thing. There's no thing that makes you when you see something that's amazing and it reminds you of something or you feel like it talks to you about something. Maybe you can't verbalize it, but you just know.
Yeah.
That's really good art.
This is a lot of times the problem comedians have with each other when some are just like, I just write jokes, and other people are like, yeah, but you need to be able to learn how to talk to a crowd, just like that. And some people are like, no, I don't want to know any of that. I just write jokes. Like alternative comics, they just write one-liners a lot.
Because are they hoping to go? Are they pursuing that crowd?
No, but in a certain crowd, performance they don't care. They just don't place an onus on that.
Yeah.
So they just want to hear what you wrote.
Yeah.
And other places no, it's all of it.
Yeah.
I think each part of it is equally important, I guess.
Yeah, I think the same sort of thing happens in art because there's different types of people that love everything.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's why this kind of conversation or conversations about art in general are very confusing because there's it's like, okay, when you go to a mall and you see a super fat person.
Yeah.
And you're like, that person's going to be alone forever.
After you're done
really ugly fat person.
at them.
Yeah. And then their husband comes out and they walk off hand in hand and they look so happy and they clearly are super in love.
Yeah.
There is someone for everyone.
Yeah.
There's art for everyone.
Oh, right.
So it's hard to be like, my art's better than your art because...
Oh, right. People we can agree that Britney Spears sucks. I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
It's just not for me at all. But
I mean, there's art that I think is dumb and bad, but then if I say that my opinion is more important than some dude next to me that's buying that art or loves that art, that means that I'm just saying I'm better than that person, which fundamentally sort of bothers me.
Yeah, it bothers you, but I get it. But it's also but you have a more honed sense of it.
I don't know if that's true, though.
It's like the people who love fucking anything, any movie. They're like, oh, I love it. And then at some point, you're like, you need to do a little more for me, movie.
All right. You're right.
But I also understand that. It's it's nice to just appreciate a shitty movie for the action. That's okay. But it's I get it. So nah, you need to be more honed.
It's also I sort of just feel like we develop what we like in order to find groups of people that are similar to us in order to create our own tribes.
Uh-huh.
And so it's kind of just I care. I think I have I have very strong opinions about what I like and I don't like. And if someone disagrees with me, I think they're stupid.
Yeah.
And I think I don't really think they're stupid. I just don't want them in my tribe.
Right.
But that doesn't really mean
like, look,
that I'm right and they're wrong.
Right. It's just, you're just different.
Yeah.
It's just like, why bother?
Yeah.
We share different things.
But I'm very vehement oftentimes about what I think is bad about the art world or bad about art or bad about this or that.
Yeah.
But it...
Isn't it weird how you can get somebody, if they don't like a movie you like, or let's say a painting you like, or a painter, or like a director, you can be like, whatever it is.
Or a painter.
Let's list everything. But like, you
or
can be
a
like,
magician.
I disagree with you. And then certain people they like that you don't like, you go, oh, you're a moron.
Yeah, that does happen. I've gone to see movies with my friends that I love so much, and when we leave the movie, they didn't like it, and I think this is the end of our friendship.
Yeah.
It's cracked a little bit now.
Why? Just because they didn't share, weren't touched the same way you were or something? They were blinking at that part. That was really great.
Or like they didn't get it on some level, and now I clearly think they're a moron for all eternity, and I will never be close to them.
Yeah. I get that. But that goes away.
Sort of,
but not really. It always stays a little bit.
Like, you'll still be friends with them, but then, I don't know.
Yeah, I asked you this once, but like, how are you supposed to go to, as someone who doesn't know all that stuff? Maybe it's just with the art. Maybe that's why it's like the highest level, I think. Because nobody goes into a comedy club or a movie thinking like, how am I supposed to appreciate this? But when you go into a gallery or a museum, like, I know I go through it, but I think a lot of people do. We're like, what am I supposed to be looking for?
See, I think
it's like poetry.
That bums me out about the art world, because I think that's what keeps a lot of people away from just enjoying it.
Yeah.
Even my parents and everyone lots of people that I know, I feel like they think that it's this thing that is above them.
Yeah, so it's like pressure.
That you need to read some sort of book to understand, and I don't think that's what art is. I think that you're supposed to be able to see things. I think art, when it's as best as it can possibly be, like the stuff I'm most interested in, you're supposed to just be able to look at something and have, like, you either think it's pretty and beautiful and you appreciate it, or you think something about it, or it makes you think about a situation, or you see something made that you've never seen before, and that creates a sense of wonder. And that's art appreciation.
Yeah, but
anyone can feel that way. It's like looking at a really nice movie. But I feel like there's this whole thing
So you
where...
just like, you're going like, I like bunnies. I like this painting because I like bunnies.
Yeah, but, okay, first of all, you would never go to a movie and be like, I'm going to go to that movie because I like bunnies.
No, but you would go to it because fucking some hot actress is in it. It's the same thing. Yeah,
well, how many men do you think buy paintings of super hot naked ladies because the female form is gorgeous?
87. Is it 80? Is it higher or lower? Yes. Yeah, I get that's what you're saying. I get that. That makes sense to me.
I just think it becomes this thing where people feel excluded, and I don't think it has to be that way. I mean, there's a definite, like, more nuanced art makers and art galleries that are much more nuanced, and it's like when you want to study art and you want to participate in that, there's that. But anyone should be able to go to, like, especially museums. They create shows on purpose that are super open for people to experience, so they'll like it. Like that show we went to.
Which one?
Tim Burton.
Oh, yeah.
They made that show to get people to realize that they could look at art.
Oh, right. Like, come enjoy the mall, enjoy the rest of the museum while you're here.
Because art is not supposed to be inaccessible. That's not the point of it. But people feel like have to have some
rule book. It becomes inaccessible when you price something at $20 million.
I know, but you know how many people that don't like art or don't appreciate art, when they go to a museum, they feel like they have to spend 6 hours there?
Yeah.
They're like, I have to be really smarter than I think I am, and like they feel guilty, so they stand in front of some painting for like 14 minutes and listening to those earbuds, trying to find everything out about it. When I go to a museum, I'm out of there in an hour and a half.
Really? You just look at everything like, oh, that's
You're just
nice.
like, you look at the stuff you like, you don't look at the stuff you don't like. You take in what you like, you take in what you don't like, and you leave. But I feel like that battery of having to be there for an entire day to appreciate art and be a better version of yourself makes everyone miserable, because everyone likes watching reality TV.
Yeah.
Art can be like that.
I saw this thing, it was somewhere, it was San Jose, I don't think it was Seattle. Every once in a while I'll go to a museum. If
like
it's
when
there.
you went to the Sci-Fi Museum in Seattle?
I never went to it. I was going to.
I was jealous.
It was there because it was playing Battlestar Galactica.
They had the Battlestar Galactica
exhibit.
show.
Yeah. I went across the street from the hotel, though, was the Seattle Museum of Art. I went to that.
I know. You sent me a picture Got art.
Got art. Oh yeah, you're really into that got milk stuff. Yeah, I said got art. Yeah. But it wasn't that. I think it was San Jose. But it was these pictures of. It was a photograph that I liked. It was from a back deck or a back porch from inside of an unbuilt house. So it was like half built, with like all the plastic is coming down. Yeah. Are you getting this at all, or am I losing you?
No, I'm in.
And then it looked out a bunch of other houses that weren't built, that were just like half built houses.
Yeah.
Like a development that's starting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then I read the little plaque next to it and said there was this cross of beams of wood across the opening of the deck.
Yeah.
And the little plaque said, like, this is some, like, commentary on how these unbuilt communities in California were being left because of a recession at the time or something like that. Mm-hmm. Were being left unbuilt. And I was like, oh, that's a bigger understanding of this. Mm-hmm. And taking the photograph through the X is like saying, like, she's against this. Mm-hmm. But I was like, yeah, I wouldn't get that unless I had the primer.
Yeah, but you went there.
Yeah,
you looked at it. What you liked, you read more about, and then you moved on.
Oh,
it wasn't this like. I feel like there's this brutal school-like mentality of going to look at museums where it's like, you must learn this stuff. Yeah. Did you? It's like we're gonna have a quiz afterwards. Like, that's not necessary.
That's good. That puts a lot of pressure on us.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because my mom, every time I take her to a museum, she's all like, oh, what am I supposed to get out of this? And she freaks out. And I'm just like it.
Yeah, I guess with a movie, you just like it or not. Or music, you're just like, did it please your ears? Or didn't it?
Yes.
You don't say why. I have no idea why the music I like is more like, or like if Nirvana is a more critically acclaimed band than
you don't know why.
Britney Spears.
But
no,
you
I don't
just
know why.
know that you like it.
Yeah. It sounds richer to my ears. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that art is like a medium of exploration that's just the same as all these other things. I mean, it's different once you want to extrapolate it, but it can just serve as like a pleasurable thing. Like, I like looking at paintings because when I see someone could make something with their hand that amazes me, it makes me feel so excited about like humans and their capabilities because I'm just like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I told you what I did with that stupid Velvet Elvis painting whenever I'm coming down off psychedelics and I'm there.
Yeah.
I always get really invested in like the idea that someone painted the eyeball of this.
Yes,
Velvet
you have
Elvis.
told me this. I still think it's super weird that you haven't taken down that caricature of you and your wife that's right behind it that you can always see when you look at it.
You just see the top of our heads.
It's too weird.
It required too much work.
It's still stuck in plastic.
Off,
it's weird.
And then I have to put the painting back on. Yeah, I should take it down. She's all Jesused out now. Did I tell you that?
No way.
She's all Jesused out, yeah. I talked to her once, and she was like, found something about Jesus or God.
What kind of God is she into?
Jesus.
Well, like, I understand Jesus,
she goes
but
to
like,
church and
what church? Was she religious?
No. Now she is.
Huh.
And she was like, you should really come to a sermon. And I was like, come on. Like, it's all I can do not to mock you for going there in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never going to go. She's like, I think you get a lot out of it. I'm like, you have to stop, because I'm never going to be able to talk to you.
That is shocking to me.
Yeah. And then I said it made me sad, because I thought, like, this is how I think about it. Like, what must be going wrong in your life if you think you have to turn to as low as God to help you out of your doldrums? That's a little innately I respect that stuff.
Well, I know, and neither do I. And I think
especially if you come back to it.
Yeah, when you find it later on, it's usually
like, right?
Yeah, but when you come back to it later on, oftentimes it's because you were a drug addict,
you're in prison,
or you're an alcoholic, and you need a structure and a purpose, and you feel lost.
Love the G's.
Yeah, I know. And I just feel like, why can't you see how transparent this is?
You just need order. You just need regimen.
You need more therapy or something.
Yeah. I always feel fragile around AA people because I'm like, I don't want to, whatever I tell you, if I get into a discussion, they might be like, yeah, you're right. Pass me the bottle. And just start up again.
No, you do not worry about that.
No, but I feel weird. Like they feel like I'm attacking that part of them.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't feel comfortable just saying,
I don't really talk to AA people because I find them generally really self-absorbed.
Oh, all about their own struggle.
Yeah.
Like, you've shared too much.
Well, it's also like, I don't have those problems.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to hear in depth.
I smoked crack out of an exhaust fume out of my dad's car. You're like,
although I am really obsessed with watching Intervention.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, but the worst is when you're drinking wine or you're smoking weed and watching Intervention.
Yeah.
Because you think like, this might be a sign of something weird.
That you're doing that?
Yeah, like I'm watching someone struggle with wanting to die because they're so miserable, and I'm doing like the same thing they're doing, and I'm just enjoying them.
Weird.
I think it's weird.
Yeah. It's just not, you just don't think it's as bad. I think there's some people, you don't have to hold it if you're not going to talk. But I think there's some people who just handle their stuff better. There's a bunch of cokeheads that are like, oh, I'm never going to be a problem. I just do my coke. Right?
What are you talking about?
Like, not everyone needs an intervention. There's probably cokeheads watching those intervention shows.
No, not everyone needs an intervention. Not everyone needs AA.
Yeah.
But it's just the thing that works the best. I mean,
Yeah, I
nothing,
guess so.
like, people are so fluid. I mean, I don't really like that idea in general, that everyone is so, like AA works for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, everyone is an alcoholic because of this reason, this reason, and this reason, and this reason. And I
Right. You're like, that's a lot of stuff. Also, their friends were drinking a lot. Or
yeah, like someone
can't
does a bunch
discount
of hard drugs when they're 17, and then they can never have a beer.
Yeah. Did I tell you what I said in Seattle, this guy?
No.
There was the guy I was on stage, and this guy was like overly clapping or laughing. He was just having a good time. So it wasn't like a bad heckle. He was just being too into it. It was kind of disruptive.
Yeah.
So I was messing with him a little bit in a fun way. And then he had like 3 front teeth, like up front.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I have been to the Comedy Store a multitude of times.
Yeah.
There's always someone in the front row with missing teeth. Who are you attracting? Because I have been there when someone else got heckled for having only like 3 teeth.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's just something you notice. Because if they're smiling, you're like, whoa, where are your teeth supposed to be?
No, I go out in the world every day and interact with humans, and very rarely do I see people with only 3 teeth.
Yeah.
I just think that you guys attract a
It might be.
specific
The store
type of
gets a
crowd.
weird group of people.
All right, so anyway.
It also might be that people are smiling at you.
Yeah, they're guffawing.
Showing your
And I think
smiles.
to myself, what made you think sitting in the front row was a good idea? Have you ever seen comedy? Like, I wouldn't sit in the front row if I had one eye or like a huge buck teeth or like pimples all over my face because
wearing a Hawaiian shirt by accident or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, I said something about him, and I made it tell him like drug joke, and I was like, oh, meth? Is it meth? Let's serious question. Did you lose your teeth from meth? Like friendly, but like serious. And goes, yeah. And then he holds up his glass, and he's like 6 years sober or something like that, and everyone claps. And then I was like, that's nice. I'm like, but you're holding up a beer. Like, what are you talking about? 6 years off, but you're holding a beer right now. And he just goes, you don't think there's a difference between meth and a beer? I was like, touche, sir. Too fucking shay. Absolutely, there's a difference. Yeah, drink up.
I can't believe he had that composure, because if someone pointed out that I had no teeth from meth, and then started ragging on me for drinking a beer, I don't think I would have been able to pull that out.
He was totally cool. He was totally cool, yeah. I like that guy. If you're still alive, bro. Yeah. Hope you're out there. And I don't have long life expectancies. All right, let's talk about your book for a second.
Oh, okay.
So you did this thing. What was your idea?
Okay.
From start. I love this idea. But go ahead.
I hope it's the same idea that I had.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just love the idea of the whole thing. But go ahead.
Oh, God. Now I'm thinking I told you something that's going to be loftier than I say now.
No, just.
But anyway, I made this book based on my friend came to me and was like, "You want to do a book?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "You can put a record in the book. We can do a record with the book."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." So then I started thinking about when I was little, because we're the same age-ish. Where when you're little and you can't read, they used to have this thing where you would put the record on, and then as the story would be a book. And
I had a Spider-Man book like that.
Okay, right, and it would ding and tell you when to turn the page.
Yeah.
I think it was for neglectful parents.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was early on, like sit and watch Teletubbies. That was the early version of that. I would sit in front of the record player and turn the page on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I had like
Spider-Man
12
versus,
of them.
Like a lizard of some sort.
My favorite was The Hobbit.
Oh,
it was
really?
It was
on record?
huge.
What was
it? It was my brother's. The Hobbit.
The book was huge?
The book was huge. And I think it had multiple records.
Yeah.
It was it was awesome. Anyway, so then I was like, I want to make one of those.
Okay.
So then I was thinking about this poem that got turned into a ballet in 1912.
Poem that got turned into a ballet.
That was written in 1865 by this French dude.
The ballet was written in 65? I'm trying to get it, yeah. What was 65?
All right. The poem was written in 1865 by this French dude.
Okay.
And then it got made into music, and then Manet made these prints, who's this famous artist.
Yeah.
And then it got
Manet
turned...
made these prints about the poem?
Yeah. like lithographs or whatever. And then in 1912. They went with the poem, like an edition of the poem. In 1912, this guy Nijinsky made a ballet based on the poem that's slightly different, but I've been obsessed with it forever. Yeah. And so I decided to make sort of a modern version of that, and then
of this ballet?
Of the ballet and poem, and then make a record book. So it's like I made...
I think if you say poem too much, it sounds weird.
How many times have I said it?
5 or 6.
Really?
But it sounds like you're leaving off the E.
Poem.
Poem. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, anyway, I've explained what it is so many times, and now I'm like just running
over
through it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to like be concise. So I made a record book based on that, and then thanks to you, I asked Will Oldham if he would make a song to go with it.
Will Oldham is this. He's sweet singer, I guess, songwriter or musician.
He's a singer-songwriter, yes, and he's also an actor, an amazing person. And
what movie is that in? Did we see that together? It was in some movie where they had to go to North Carolina. Some lady had to go to North Carolina to find like some art, some painting.
Oh, right. Time
or something.
Right. I can't remember what that is, but he's been in a bunch. But anyway, so he made 2 songs, and they have words.
He goes by Bonnie Prince Billy.
Bonnie Prince Billy.
Yeah, Duncan got me into that stuff.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had like
honestly,
2 or 3 albums a while ago.
I've spent so many hours and hours and hours making paintings and listening to his music.
You just listen to his stuff while you're painting about it? Or just other stuff?
Years ago.
Yeah, it's really mellow. It's really mellow. It just sounds really cool.
Well, he's also he has this brilliant thing where he is talking about really simple things like love and relationships. Yeah, they're really simple. They're just about living life. Yeah. And it's simple language, but the way he combines words, it's completely new and brilliant. So when you listen to it, you feel connected to it, but you understand it. Yeah. It's so easy. Like, I just love when people use very simple words to describe grand things. Like really complicated things like love and relationships.
That's what Hemingway's deal always was.
Yeah.
He's getting into fights with Faulkner because Faulkner was like, you're not using big enough words.
See, I love that.
Yeah. And he goes, they don't know them. Why should I use them?
Right. It's sort of an egalitarian approach. So I asked Will, he said yes.
So you asked him to do it with you?
Yes. And then he said yes. So he made...
How do you know him?
He's bought some of my art.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. So I wasn't so insecure about asking him. Yeah. But he's so busy and so much more successful than I am.
I get the same thing, though, too. It's like, as soon as somebody becomes famous, I start treating them like I don't know if it's like uber human or what, but I've like, they're just too good for me. I don't want to bother them.
I know. That's exactly how I felt. That's why you convinced me to ask him.
When people ask me about Rogan, they're like, do you think he'd do my spot, my show in this place? I'm like, he's a comedian who needs stage time. Yeah. It's like, don't lose sight of that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I was just like, oh, he's got so much stuff he's doing. There's no way he's going to say yes. And I don't want to offend him by asking him. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking.
You're putting so much pressure on them that they can't be like, I can't.
Yeah. So I asked him, and he said yes, and it was awesome.
That's so cool. How long did it take you to ask him?
Not that long, but I think it took me like 4 hours to compose the email because I wanted it to sound right. Yeah. I got so nervous about it. But anyway, he said yes, and then he made 2 songs.
He's already bought your art, so he must look up to you as an artist in some way.
I think he likes my art. Yeah. Look up to is...
Well, like, respect your stuff. I mean...
I'm sure he respects my art. He's bought it. Yeah. And I respect what he makes. I mean, he's awesome. So... the paintings, so I made the paintings to go along with the songs. Yeah. But the paintings in the book don't have any words. Like, there's no words. It's all just images. And you're supposed to put the record on, listen to his songs, and look at the book. And
his songs are about this poem and play?
Yeah, basically. But it's like a adaptation, you know? It's a modern version. I mean, it's not the same as like what they were writing about in 1865. Right. It's the essence of the thing. It's the essence. Ow.
Now, is there any explanation there about what the poem and play was about, or just
no? It just writes that it is a version of that.
You want to tell what it's about? I think it's cool.
Okay. All right. So everyone always makes fun of me the way I describe this, but whatever. All right. So
maybe I'll do it too.
The basic idea is there's this nymph.
Yeah, a wood nymph.
No, wait. There's this fawn in the forest.
Fawn, okay.
And he's like, a fawn is like a half deer, half man kind of creature, right? Yeah. So he's like kicking it.
I dated some chicks like that.
No, it's a dude.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So he's like, so there's like this dude kicking it in the forest. He lives in the forest. He's all alone. And he's sleeping. Yeah. He wakes up from a nap and he's just like kind of walking through the forest, checking things out.
On his deer legs or his deer head?
Well, my fawn has a deer head and a human body, and I think that's usually what they are. And so he's kicking it through the forest, and he sees all these nymphs, which are like super sexy ladies. Uh-huh. And at first he can't even tell if they're real or if they're just part of his imaginings because he spends so much time alone. But he's like, there's.
So he just fills in the blanks and imagines stuff.
Yeah, so he's like, these just super hot chicks. So then he goes and investigates further and discovers this pack of nymphs. And
a brothel of nymphs.
Well, a brothel is a place.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I would say pack of nymphs.
Ow, motherfucker, Joe.
I know. Joe's being weird. That's my cat. And
you gonna attack me now? We had so much good times. Go ahead. Yeah.
So he focuses on one nymph who he thinks is like his lady, and he has this connection with, and then he
thinks it's his chick. Okay.
Yeah, like he's like, this is the one I'm going to be falling in love with. And in the poem and the play, I think it's funny because it's the most virginal. Like the sexiest one is the most chaste because he really wants to dominate her.
Oh, so he wants to like hurt her.
Well, no, he wants to do that male thing where the most virginal has some sort of magical prowess.
I got into this discussion.
Wait, let me just finish the story. So he tries to keep her in the forest, and the other nymphs are like, fuck no. Okay. You are leaving. This guy's a douche.
Like girls at a bar.
Yeah. So they grab the nymph and they bail. Yeah. But as they're leaving in the ballet, she leaves her scarf behind, and in my book, she drops her skirt. And all he's left with is that, and then that becomes the object of his love.
So what does he do with the scarf?
Well, in the ballet, he fucks it.
He fucks the scarf?
Yeah.
Because he needs something to fuck.
Yeah, so he just lays down and bones the scarf.
What a weird play.
It's
what a weird ballet.
It's awesome because it was like
he lays down
1912.
With the
scarf? So can you imagine? And it's just like this super beautiful male ballet dude humping a scarf. In
a super beautiful ballet way?
Yeah. All painted crazy wearing tights.
Wow.
Like, I just think that's amazing that happened. Plus, I love that story for a variety of reasons. It changes a little bit. Will's song is not necessarily a literal version of that at all.
So so what did he do? He learned about the ballet and the poem also, and then just did this was inspired by that?
Well, sort of. I mean, we were talking back and forth about it a lot, and he was confused as to why I was so attached to. He wanted to know why I was so attached to that stuff. Uh-huh. So I sort of started talking about what I think the story means to people now and what it means to me.
Okay.
And that's kind of what he wrote his song about.
Do you want to say that stuff?
Well, sure. I mean, it's fundamentally about about a dude's inability to not want to fuck a bunch of women.
Right. Well, they have to.
Yeah. And it's about what that means and how to deal with it and also sort of to kind of love it and allow it to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Because it's an innate part of being a man. It's sort of just an exploration of why dudes are the way they are. Because I was thinking about this a lot, right? We live in this society where you're supposed to be with one person and be monogamous and get married.
Yeah.
But guys are not built that way. Women are totally made to be like that, right? For the most part.
Most women.
Let's generalize that. Yeah. Generalize, and men are not.
Yeah.
But men are not. But then men are villainized.
What do you mean villainized?
You guys are
for
assholes.
Being lecherous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
but women are never villainized for making us settle down into a life we want no part of.
Well, so I think that's kind of an interesting
killing men
thing.
And keeping them alive. It's like a vegetative state.
Okay, you're being ridiculous.
No, but to a degree, I've seen guys that are just you're going through the motions and you're just waiting for 40 years to pass. Yeah, it's being too dramatic, but so it seems
you're almost spitting all over your mic when you talk about that. It's I'm not really. It's it's just not that heavy, but
yeah.
I mean, I know how you feel about it, but it's also just I do think that is really interesting how you're supposed to be vilified, because I think there's a place to open up conversation about that. I mean, lots of people have open marriages now, 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
That does happen, I think. Mm-hmm. And lots of things happen. But it's more just about coming to grips with that kind of brain.
Oh.
And how people love each other and how men are. It's me trying to understand men a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's about the wildness of men.
And that's what you're trying to come to grips with or to terms with or to understand?
Totally just understand.
Wow. Interesting.
And so the song is about that. Because I think that he writes about that a lot.
About what?
Being wild.
Oh, really? In general? And so then you went back and forth with him and like discussing what you each did. Did you want to see the paintings?
No.
He didn't want to see him.
No, and it was good because
did that come up? Was that a question?
No, I mean he didn't need them. Like he wrote the song.
Yeah.
After we talked a bunch about what it was supposed to be about.
He wrote two songs, right?
Yeah, he wrote one original song. It's on the A side, and then the B side is two covers that combine together. It's like two covers that go into being one song.
Okay. And this is on vinyl.
Yes.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Is this heavy to talk about?
No.
Is there any way to play this not on vinyl?
No.
That's the only way it's going to be?
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough.
Well, a lot of people have record players.
Yeah. Okay. He has no plans to put that up on like online or sell?
No, it's supposed to be this little project. Yeah.
That's great. So if people wanted to get it, how would they get it?
They have to go to the www.
How many of these are you making? 1,000?
Yes. You have to go to Black Tent Press.
Black Tent Press?
Yeah.
And put in what? It is just right there?
I think it's on the front page.
Okay. And when's this opening? We'll get back to other stuff, but I just want to say it
next Thursday.
The 16th?
Yes.
February 16th?
Yes.
You hate promoting, huh?
Yeah, can you see that my whole body language is changing?
You're shifting, you're looking off to the left and right. God.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Yeah.
I realize now, looking at you, like I have to get over it more because you look
it's horrible.
Like a fool. Yeah,
no, I know. I know.
It's like your first day of school.
I know. It's really weird. I was having dinner with people and I referred to the show as my stupid art show.
Yeah, that's what
and I was so embarrassed for myself afterwards.
After having said that?
Yeah, because I was like, no wonder I'm just so poor.
Yeah. When is that from? With that hair?
This summer.
Oh, wow, weird. It's like feathered?
I curled it.
Okay, weird. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. People are like, what do you want for your credits? I'm like, I don't know, whatever. And they're like, tell me something. I'm like, what? I don't.
It's so much easier for me to talk about having to wear a romper into the bathroom at a party than it is to be like, I made this thing I'm super proud of.
That's the bad part of art or about comedy or about anything where it's like, now you got to promote yourself. That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
It does. It's very. It's not a comfortable place for me. I also thought I was more comfortable with it until lately, and like right now when you're pointing it out to me, and I'm so shocked.
This is just giving details.
I know.
Like say when something is. If I had to tell you, like, do you know what the Super Bowl is? You'd be like, yeah, 3:15 Indianapolis, 3:15 Sunday Pacific time.
I know.
It'd be way easier, right?
I know. All right. So my opening is at Keep on Fairfax next Thursday, February 16th.
On Fairfax Boulevard, Fairfax Lane, Fairfax whatever.
Fairfax Boulevard, across the street from Cantor's.
Where all the Jews hang out, or nearby where all the Jews are.
Yeah.
In West Hollywood.
Is it Hollywood? It is West Hollywood? I
think so. I think it's right around there anyway.
Yep, and it's from 7 to 9, and I'm going to have paintings from my book.
I know it's between Beverly and Melrose, but I don't know where.
Yeah, it's across the street from Cantor's.
Which one's Keep? Oh, yeah. No. I thought it's Family. Keep is on the same side as Cantor's.
It's not at Keep.
Oh, where is it?
Family.
Oh, okay.
You've done this like 12 times
This is what I do. Marijuana destroys short-term memory.
That's ridiculous.
Also, my mind wanders when I think of what to ask, and so when I just tune out while I'm thinking of where to go for the next thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. But go ahead.
All right. Well, that was a very complicated way of telling
it's on Thursday, February 16th. Okay. And now if you want to get the book, you go to
blacktentpress.com.
blacktentpress.com. There's only 1,000 of them.
There's only 1,000 of them.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's really cool. You've been working on this thing for 2 years.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that was all your feelings about that shit too, by the way. That's sort of unsettling.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. All right, let's get back to more art stuff.
Okay.
Can we? Is that okay? Because I had some other questions.
Can we pause it for 1 second?
Yeah, sure. That's the great thing about this.
We're going to talk about art some more?
Yeah. I just had some more questions about it.
Okay.
Like one, what am I supposed to think about Banksy? But it doesn't matter what I'm supposed to think, I guess, according to what you said before.
What do you think about him?
I don't know. A part of me wants to say, like, everybody's into it, so it's not cool. But it was cool when nobody knew about him.
It's ridiculous.
I know. It's just like Alanis Morissette. When I passed by,
it's just not.
when she had that first hit, what was it? You Ought to Know. I was like, this bitch is badass, and I was the only one of my friends listening to alternative music.
I'm embarrassed when you tell me that story for you.
You Ought to Know was a cool song.
I can't believe you're saying that out loud.
It was, and there was a remix on the back side of that album, like towards the end.
Okay.
But when I see a Banksy, like one of those things, I think, oh, cool, that's another one. Like when I see one on a billboard and it just went up.
Yeah. You're excited by it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, neat.
Did you watch Exit Through the Gift Shop?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I have a lot more respect for him now.
Really?
Yeah. He's kind of awesome.
They were
strangely enough, yeah.
But you didn't before?
No, I get a little... I mean, the Painted Elephant, that he had that giant show with the Painted Elephant and Christina Aguilera was there. And
yeah.
I'm not really super into... I mean, I understand now, but it's like I've seen more of his pieces now, and they are funnier and make more sense to me, and I think they're smarter than I thought he was. Plus, he's done some really, really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that when you make art on the street and that's your jam, you have to be wild. You can't just be like wheat pasting a bunch of posters on La Brea. Like, that's not...
So what do you mean? So he needs to do something crazy?
No, I think that you have to be committed to
doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you would, right?
I mean, one of the few things that I respect about Shepard Fairey is the fact that he still does graffiti.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's out there, like, risking...
I mean, I guess I don't know if he does, but like a couple years ago I knew that he did. My leg is very itchy.
It's okay. It won't show up on the audio. Except they might figure it out by saying my leg is very itchy. You still... Yeah. I was super into Shepard Fairey for so long.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bored with it now, I guess.
David Taylor likes to tell me, get in an argument with me, that Shepard Fairey is more important than...
Jesus? Mm-mm. David likes to say things to get people's goat.
Well, I can't remember what it is now, so it's useless. Ugh, forget it. Just keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so I've told you what we've discussed Banksy.
and what do you think? Yeah, Kevin once said about graffiti art. Maybe it was Banks, maybe it was somebody else. But he said he really liked that movie. But he was like, it's street art. It's like it's done.
Yeah, but some of the pieces that he's made are more interesting than just like graffiti.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just an image.
Sometimes it makes me look, when I saw one on a billboard of some like hot chick or something, and it was these like dirty crows.
Yeah.
Like human versions of crows. And the way it was placed on the ad.
Yeah.
You're like, it wasn't just the painting. This is the stuff he put up. It was like that in combination with the ad.
Yeah. I mean,
made a new meaning.
I have trouble. The Exit Through the Gift Shop is good because it kind of highlights this problem of people pretending that they do street art so that they can just go straight into the gallery. And I feel like that's a really weird thing.
Like rappers
just make art.
They got shot,
yeah.
So they can rap, and it's like, just do the rappings.
But yeah, do the rappings. But
super street.
One thing that I love about graffiti till the day I die is that, advertising is disgusting. And it's like punching you in the eyes constantly, and you have no say over it. And graffiti is this act of rebellion.
And it's like, here's my stuff I'm putting up now.
Yeah, it's just like, go fuck yourself that you bought this billboard. I'm going to take it back because I'm a human. You don't have these rights over my what's happening in my visual world.
It kind of is gross, especially all up and down Sunset or anywhere in L.A. It's super billboardy everywhere.
Yes. And those light-up ones that you're not supposed to crash your car when you look at them.
The what ones?
And the lap band ones. They have light-up ones.
Oh, light-up ones, yeah.
The lap band.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore. You go out in the 10 East, there's like 5,000 of them.
Semi-chubby girl half raising her arms like, look at the weight I've started to lose.
It's just really upsetting to me.
Yeah. That's why I really like those billboards when it said the From God billboards. Remember those?
No.
Like, keep taking my name in vain. Traffic will only get worse. Love God.
That does sound nice.
Yeah. It just made you like think for a second. I'm like, oh, that's more interesting.
I've been thinking a lot about those free STD check ones that they have.
Where's that?
They have them all over Echo Park, and they have this new one that says STDs suck, and it's like a guy vampire biting another guy.
I saw that one.
Okay, and they have a bunch of these.
Yeah.
They do them every month, and they're always like these play on things that are contemporary, or like play on movies, or like they're supposed to be these catchy phrases. And I just think these are so terribly done. Who comes up with the ideas? All you have to write is genital herpes is not sexy.
Right.
Done.
Yeah, it's like this witty thing. They're trying to show vampires.
It's really weird. I don't know who it appeals to or why you would then be like, I need to go get an STD check.
I'm in the market for avoiding STDs. Like that's. I just got checked on yesterday, or the day before. I found out on Monday.
That's good.
Fingers crossed. All right, this is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, what's like a working artist? Not like a super famous one that makes $10 million.
Oh, you just want me to name someone?
No, but like, what's that life like of like getting by as an artist? Like those actors that you recognize some stuff, you know, they probably have a house, but they're not doing that. They're not like have a retirement fund.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing.
Yeah, that's the same type of thing.
Yeah, you have like, I mean, the people that I know that are working artists have like a house.
Yeah.
And some of them teach, but some of them just make art, and they'll have like one assistant.
Make a few pieces a year, and then try to sell them try to work on your name so you can get more money off them.
Well, at that point, if you're an actual working artist making a lot of money, I would think at that point you have gallery representation that helps you, like you have shows and they help your career. I mean, that's sort of what a gallery is supposed to do for you.
Push you.
Yes.
Okay.
They're supposed to kind of be your agent.
Oh, yeah.
Oftentimes that isn't what happens.
Because if they're a bad gallery, then they're just like, we'll just put your stuff up, or what?
Well, I mean, they're out to make money. There's a certain sales quality to the whole thing.
So if they can get someone popular, they don't respect as much, just like an agent.
That
a lot of
that
people would
will
be like,
happen.
Like, yeah, I'll take you in my gallery.
But that's not necessarily. I mean, that's not necessarily the norm.
If Paris Hilton,
yes,
painted 12 things and wanted to have an exhibit,
yes,
would she be able to find a gallery?
Yes.
Just because of her name?
Yes.
Regardless of what the paintings are like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson had an art show. Sylvester Stallone is a painter.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yes.
That's probably my new favorite artist. I have to figure out what he's made and just study all of it forever. God, The Expendables was bad.
Okay, unwatchable. And then I just saw a picture.
People were like, it's not about story, it's about fun. It's action. I'm like, yeah, the action was horrible.
It was horrible.
People were like the troops were getting killed and other ones had their guns trained on Stallone and were like waiting.
I know.
For him
it was
to be able
really
to,
bad.
He's not even fast enough to throw a knife.
It was really bad. It was almost unwatchable. There was a picture today of I will fuck you up. Who's that guy?
Stallone, Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger and Stallone getting shoulder surgery at the same time in hospital beds next to each other, talking on the internet today.
He made
and
a
they
cameo
just look
in that
like
thing.
They look like pulverized hamburger meat.
They're both very old.
They're disgusting. Sylvester Stallone is disgusting looking. He literally looks like a raw steak that has been pounded.
Yeah.
What I like about his movies, both this Expendables and the Rocky movie, was that
the new Rocky Balboa or whatever,
or Rambo, the new Rambo, is that there's always a woman character that they're not attracted to each other because he's like her father, but yet they have a deep connection, and he always goes back to save her, and they're like soulmates, but it's not sexual.
Yeah.
That is a really weird dynamic to be happening in an action film, don't you think? In an action film,
yeah. I think wasn't that what Lost in Translation was about?
That too, yes.
Sort of.
But that was a terrible action film.
Yeah, that was the worst. That was worse action than Expendables. That was. That karaoke scene got a little action packed, but not really.
When Bill Murray did a powerhouse kick.
Did I show you that picture of me watching that guy get knocked out with a kick? Mm-hmm. God. Did I show you the slow motion? Super slow motion?
Mm-hmm. God. You showed it to me like 12 times.
I looked at it. I love super slow-mo. Zombieland was great because of that.
Yeah, but I also think
what happened to you at Zombieland?
Oh, God.
We were there and we smoked pot outside. And by the way, when this is happening, is when I used to get really high, too. Like when we got high and we were going to go see Star Trek.
Oh, you
we
used
both got too high.
Oh, right. No, it was, what's that movie? Transformers. Or no, not Transformers.
No. What was it? It wasn't Star Trek.
Terminator.
Salvation or whatever.
Yes.
And we just got so high that we just stared.
It was my birthday, and we got so stoned that we just sat in the living room for a half an hour, and then when you went to get the car, You got the car, and I was supposed to meet you downstairs, and I think it took me a half an hour to get down the staircase.
I was like, what is she waiting for? Like, I went to the car and came back.
And then it took you another 20 minutes to try to back down the driveway, and that's when I was like, we should not go to this movie.
Didn't you fall down the stairs?
I didn't. I think I went down the stairs in a normal time pace, actually.
I thought you said you like tripped or something.
No, I went down the stairs, but I think that you were so high you thought it was a really long period of time.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely possible.
Yeah.
It'll do that to you.
Yeah.
I meant, yes, but there was that time. But then we also went to see Zombieland, and because of that, I think our plan was, let's go there first, and we'll get high in the car beforehand.
Oh, that was our plan. So okay, I got it.
To avoid the problem of getting to the place super stoned. And you even washed yourself.
I took
you were like
one hit.
One, maybe two.
No, it was not two. It was one.
One hit off what, a joint?
Yeah.
So it was like a solid hit. But it was just one?
It was one.
Okay. Which is fine for like someone who doesn't smoke much. You smoke barely anything then.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of hits or whatever.
Yeah.
Zombieland was a weird movie. Like, it's fun to watch on pot.
Yep.
And then we stood in line.
Well, I'll set the stage because I think we had been on like 4 or 5 dates. Uh-huh. So I was still like nervous in a way. Like
really?
Well, I wouldn't want to do what I did next.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Now it'd be easier for you to do.
Yeah. So I'm standing in line, and you're like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So you just shove a bunch of money in my hand, and I'm standing in line. And then all of a sudden, I start feeling really crazy.
Outside?
No, I'm standing in line to buy food.
Oh, yeah.
And I start feeling really crazy. But I think if I get out of line and I sit down, he's going to know I'm fucked up. And I'm going to be so embarrassed for myself. So I'm going to stay here. And then you weren't coming back from the bathroom, and you weren't coming back from the bathroom. And I was like, if I get out of line now, it's going to be totally weird. But at this point, I'm like blacking out.
Yeah.
So then you came out, and I was like, I'm tapping out, and I just shoved the money in your hand, and I was like, I feel crazy. So I went and sat on that little bench, and you got food.
Yeah, I got popcorn and soda.
And I was like, okay, I'm fine, I'm totally fine. I'm going to stand up and walk over there to meet him so I seem normal.
So we were standing right by the entrance to the theater itself.
Yeah.
This is, where was this? The Vista, this cool old like theater that's still really big.
It's awesome. Yeah. Super nice leg room.
Yeah.
Cheap movies.
Tons of leg room. Like you can walk in front of people and then you have to move.
It's amazing.
You can lounge out. So then you're standing there smiling at me. And I'm getting like, I have all the soda and popcorn in my hand.
The next thing I know, I'm like, why is the rug so close to my face? I'm like, the rug is the same level as my eye. And then you're bending over me with this shit-eating grin, like, what are you doing?
You were smiling. You were smiling, talking to me, and then you started going, smiling, and you sort of like slowly fell backwards, but so slowly. And it almost seemed like, are you faking doing a dive backwards? Because you were smiling so wide, and there was such a slow, like, fall. I recognize this now for being in enough UFCs. And with that, to be like, oh, someone's passed out. They're asleep on their feet. And you just kind of smile backwards. And I realized what was happening, like, when you were halfway there. And I tell people...
You did not stop me.
I didn't fully realize, one. And then two...
You didn't try to help me on any level.
Because here's the problem. I've told you this. I was holding all the condiments. I was holding all the popcorn and soda.
I swear to God, we're the worst boyfriend ever.
That movie theater stuff wasn't like a can of Coke. It was like a $4.50 thing of Coke. 2 of them and popcorn. I'm actually going to chuck it. I thought maybe you were faking. You're
like, this popcorn cost me $7. I'm sure she has health insurance.
I was wrong. So you just fell backwards and you're like, why is this? And I was grinning, by the way, just because
I know.
It was so awkward around people were looking at you.
I know, it was crazy. My phone went flying, and then I stood up, and I was like, I remember after I stood up, I was like, we've got to leave right now. I gotta go. And you were like, I have an idea. Let's just sit down, and then we'll see where we are from there.
Yeah. Like, the previous hadn't even started yet. There's no reason to waste these tickets. And all this Coke and popcorn.
20 minutes into Zombieland, all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'm fine.
Totally fine, yeah. That lady had to give you your phone. Like, I think she dropped this.
It was the first time that when I looked at people and I saw their eyes looking at me, I realized they thought I was like a heavy drug user.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. When you fell, it was like, oh, they're all looking at us like we're drug addicts.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, well, we are.
Yeah,
we're on some semi-illegal drug, and you overdosed on it. The only other time I've had like that, by the way, is at an airport. One time I was going crazy on edibles on a plane. I thought I was going to die.
I know, you told me that.
But that's nobody noticed. This time at an airport, I had the same things, cold spins, everything was spinning.
Yeah, it's
got
horrible.
the sweats. My shirt was just soaked within 2 seconds.
Yes.
And I had to sit from a chair. I got a chair.
Yes.
And I was like, not low enough. So I had to sit with my butt on the floor.
Yes.
Just
all you have to do.
Thanking God that my flight was delayed. And then looking at this father and son. The son was like 16. And they're looking at me and they're looking at a drug addict.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking at.
It's a very weird feeling. You know you have to get your feet higher. That's the trick.
Higher?
If you put your feet higher and you put something cold on your wrist, like if you have a cold soda, it cools it down.
Blood? What did it say that again?
If you put like a cold drink, like you say you're having a beer and you also smoked weed and you're at a bar and all of a sudden you feel sick.
A lot of times it'll do it. A beer, cigarette will throw you over the top.
Yeah. So if you put a beer against your wrists, it slows down the blood flow and brings it back up because the whole thing is that the blood is settling at your feet and you pass out. But I remember a story of you telling me that you sat so long on the toilet that your legs fell asleep and you fell off the toilet.
Fell off the toilet. I wrote a joke about it later.
Yeah.
But like fell. Because I had no feelings in my leg.
I guess that's not the same thing as passing out, but I do like to think of that. It's so funny.
It was the worst. I think it was in La Jolla. I think Tripoli was there. And he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like he came into the room.
Well, first of all, you're not 65. You shouldn't be spending so long on the toilet.
I was playing games on my phone. I was playing Zuma. And then he came in and saw half my body in the bathroom and half my body out into the regular room with my pants around my ankles. And he was just like, what are you doing? Lying down. Yeah, I was trying to smile at you so you wouldn't like freak out and think what was wrong with me.
No, it was comforting.
That's good. Zombieland was really cool, by the way.
It was a really
Then you were at the right level of high.
Yeah, it was really fun.
How many times did that happen to you?
Oh, never like that again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about realizing now that I need to sit down.
I was glad to be able to tell you when I had that overdose on the plane and I thought I was going to die that time. I was glad to be able to tell you that, to be like, one, this is a mature thing to do instead of saying like not admit any fault and look down like, yep, I get it.
All I can remember that night, the whole way back after the movie is you going, I mean, I've never seen anybody do that before. Yeah. Does anybody even do that?
I've
never seen that. And then you researched it on the internet for like 2 days.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people that passed out.
No, it happens to a lot of people. Yeah. But you know, when I was little and I was a Scottish dancer, I had to wear a really tight bun and have my hair done. And my mom made me stand there while she did my hair and blow dried my head. Yeah. And I would almost pass out all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
A little blood pressure, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just happens to people.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm sorry. That wasn't when I said I was glad to tell you about the plane. I fully passed out. I told you about that.
I think so, maybe.
Yeah, I went to pee. I was sitting there at my computer, like watching whatever and just smoking pot. And then you don't notice you're high until like you get up sometimes.
Well, yeah, and you don't eat all day, and you constantly have to take a knee.
Yeah, and I was middle depression. Yeah, so before the pills were working, so I'm always standing up and getting low. But yeah, when I get high, it gets worse a little bit. So I stood up to pee, and usually I'll like have to like hold onto the wall for a second, or like stop, take a knee, and then go pee. But I was in the middle of peeing, and then the rush started. And I'm like, hurry, force it out. Like I decided not to stop. Sometimes I'll squeeze it and take a knee and wait. But I was like, I can get through this. And what I'll usually do is, I'll usually run to my bed and just lie there until I get, until it gets back.
That's so fucking weird.
So I was peeing, and it took a little longer. I know. And it's just like your bedroom where the bathroom's there and the bedroom's there. And I like finished it, and then I took like 2 steps towards my bed. I was like, oh, I gotta hurry. And then the next thing I knew, my glasses were nearby me and I was on the ground. And I was like, ow. And my glasses were like broken or bent. Like, what happened?
Seriously, if there was a camera on in your house, 99% of it would be really boring. But there would be a few.
Like every week there'd be a viral video that would get 10 million views. Just a 30-second clip.
Of you doing just something so weird.
Yeah.
It's funny that you even tell about those things, because sometimes when I have those private moments of just like really bad things happening, I just think like it's such a joy. I don't have to share this with anyone.
Yeah. You ever sing before, like randomly on your own?
Yeah, all the time.
About nothing, about like going to the bathroom and I'm gonna pee. Or I don't do it to any tune. I just do a random
You tunes. Make your own. Oh. Yeah, I like to make up songs all the time. I have a great video
from the bottle.
I have a great video of Kevin rubbing his dog and singing a little song to the dog.
Does he know you're videotaping him?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It has a baby voice too, and it's all like, I'm gonna scratch you right now.
That's dorky.
It's cute. The video is very endearing.
Yeah.
I told him I was going to blackmail him with it, and he's like, I would get so much pussy from pet adoption associations.
If he was overly loving a pet, that would be great. There was I forgot about this. I'm still going to do those t-shirts, by the way, at some point. That's the plan anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm going to use that design.
I'll have to remake it because it's really low pixels.
Oh, okay. Well, when I finally get it right, my plan is to get a few artists to like make something and then just sell them online and split the profits.
Yeah, but you just told me tonight that you hate selling T-shirts.
Online's easier because I don't have to go, get your T-shirt here. That's what I feel like after a show. But I'm like, I'm just performed stand-up comedy that I wrote over a year or 2 year period that I've worked on and made better. That's my art. That's what I express to the world. Get your T-shirt. 100% cotton. Like
American Apparel cut.
Yeah. God. Not for you, Tubby. American Apparel. You need an extra large.
Oh yeah, it is.
It just
weird.
Seems lame.
It's weird.
Because like when Van Halen finishes their concert, they don't go back there. They let other people sell it for them.
I thought that you could just do this thing where you were like, I have T-shirts for sale on stage, and then be done with it. You're supposed to go back there.
Yeah.
Also, if I was
I wouldn't mind signing an autograph and saying hi behind the T-shirt thing, but just maybe I'll hire somebody to do it for me, do all the business stuff for me, and then just pay them like a door guy.
Well, most bands have a merch person.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Because it's just the taking people's money. It's like, ugh, what am I doing?
Oh, you're supposed to actually do that? Yeah, no, that's very not awesome.
Yeah. So I told you this, but what I'm going to do, somebody gave me the idea. Well, I'll do it when I do it. I'm not going to mention it, actually.
No, because someone will steal it from you.
Yeah. I'll do it when I do it. I'll say
Oh,
do it.
This is what I meant to say. What? Why don't you get one of those guns that shoots T-shirts into the audience?
Because I'm not awesome enough?
I mean, seriously.
And then what? Like, say, here's one, and then fucking
I'd be like, I got a free T-shirt, get the rest later after the suckers that can't get one for free now, and then just shoot one at someone.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would buy a gun just for that. I would buy that gun instantly.
Wow.
That would be so fun. I've always wanted to do that.
I caught one of those once. Did I tell you that?
No.
I was at UFC, one of the UFCs.
Was it a beefy tee?
What is beefy? Oh,
really thick collar.
It was big.
Yeah, very unflattering.
Here's the deal. I was on acid.
Shocking.
Me and Diaz decided to do acid at the UFC because he had the rest of it from that Pink Floyd thing. Mm-hmm. He's like, you want to do this? I'm like, the UFC? He's like, do you want to or not? I'm like, let's just do it. Like, fuck yeah, why not? We both got scared, but let's just fucking do it. And at some point, I wandered away because it was a boring fight. So I just wandered outside for a while and like looked at things. Brian was out there. He smoked a cigarette. I just kind of like watched and talked. I think I had like a hit of that. And then went back in. I started getting really, really cold. Just really cold. And I'm like, I'm starting to shiver. Like, you know how it's like exacerbates, drugs exacerbate whatever the feelings are.
Yep.
And then they start having those T-shirt guns. And I'm like, and I was sitting way up. We didn't get those good seats. We got the shitty ones like way up. Not shitty, but like normal seats. And I was like, I don't think
this story is going to have that awesome of a payoff.
I want one of those T-shirts so bad. I need it. And they shot one right at me, and I caught it.
Really?
And I put it on.
And were you warm then?
Yeah, warmer. It was an extra layer.
Yeah.
It was double the clothes I had on.
Yeah.
It was really nice. It was a big one, so it fit over my T-shirt.
Yeah.
It went right to me. I think Redman was like, were you just asking for that?
It's interesting. Did you have a sort of like God-like moment?
Yeah, I was like, thanks, universe, and I just put it on.
Yeah.
The problem is people think that's God, but really it's just a coincidence.
I know, but I do like how people that don't believe in God always say things like, thanks, universe, or the universe put me here for some reason, and I'm like, that's the same thing.
I should say thanks, coincidence, for working out in my favor this time specifically.
Yeah.
What they really mean is, awesome.
Okay, somebody said this to me the other day. Everything happens for a reason, right? And I'm like, no, everything happens.
Yeah, no, nothing. It's more like nothing happens for a reason.
Like, everything happens. You can't stop things from happening.
Yeah.
And, like, generally your life doesn't continue to suck forever.
Yeah.
If you try to make it better.
Why did your light bulb burn out? Because it burned out after time. There's
you know
no
what I mean?
reason.
Like, it just doesn't, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Wait, did I get to everything with the art? This was fun, though. This is what my podcast always is. It's fun stuff, and then we just meander into weird... I mean, it's interesting stuff, and then we meander into fun stuff.
That story about you squeezing and taking a knee might be the funniest thing, hardest I've laughed in a really long time.
That's good. Maybe you need Jesus.
I got sort of like a... Because it reminded me of like a knight's pose.
Yeah, before you get knighted. So, like, instead of having like it's sort of a half Tebow, instead of having that as you go down, to have to quit, I'm pinching and like riding myself. You can't stop peeing once you start peeing. The only way is to enlist outside help from the finger.
It's so funny. It's like corking your own penis.
And by the way, after a while, if you cork it for too long, just at least when I was little, I think when I'm still an adult too, the pressure gets too much, and you have to like squeeze even more because your hand starts getting tired, and then you can't tell how hard you're squeezing or not. So you have to just keep It's just like it wears out your hand.
You're so weird.
Yeah. Was there any difficulty in collaborating with Bonnie Prince Billy, with Will Oldham?
No, not at all. I mean, it's like not. I mean, considering how much respect I have for him, like I very rarely have. I don't have like just immense amounts of respect for everyone. Yeah. So it really was really awesome for me because I just think the way he writes is so brilliant.
Yeah.
So that was really easy. And then it's also really easy to collaborate when it would be really horrible to I can't collaborate with other painters.
Oh, because you're doing such different things.
But it's like, I could never, ever write something so beautiful. Right. I don't have that skill set. It's magic to me.
But you also have to be happy with the direction they're taking.
Well, yeah, but I love it.
He's like, I think I can go medal on this one.
I mean, I also think the way that I paint and his song kind of they go well together.
Yeah. Because you've actually listened to his work when you're painting.
Yeah, but I also think the way that I make my paintings where they're kind of muted, and what I like to paint about is the same, is like really simple things.
So like once you come up with an idea, how long does it take you to actually make it? Or does it depend?
Oh, a long time. If it's little, it takes less time, but I mean, one painting that is like 8x10 will take like a month.
A month?
But I work on like 4 or 5 things at the same time.
How much are those books?
$30.
Oh, that's not much at all.
No, it's a steal.
How many pages is it? That's a very
24 pages, 11 by 15, gigantic. With a 10-inch record with an A and B side, and a hand-printed hand silk screen cover.
Hand silk? Oh, the cover? Really?
The cover is hand silk screened.
There's only 1,000 of them.
Yeah. $30, I feel like.
$30 is not too much.
No, well, I wanted it to be like that.
That seems like that'd be like 50 or 70.
Yeah, but it's like I wanted it to be for people that can't. I wanted it to I love art, and I love art books even more because they're the kind of thing that you party with in your house by yourself. But most art books are too expensive for me to buy. So I wanted it to be something people could buy for once because I can't afford my own art.
Yeah,
you know, I can't buy art. I don't even have $600 to drop on something, and that's a cheap amount in the art world.
Yeah, it's a shitload of money for a lot of people to buy art.
So books are awesome because it's just like you can make it accessible to everybody.
I like that.
Yeah,
I was into Reardon for a while. Is that his name? Mark Ryden, yeah. But then he had a book, and I was like, I could buy that. But I'm like, I can't afford any of the paintings. But like, let me just get a shitload of them. Let me see them all.
And you can like look at them when you're in your house, in your bed.
Flip through them.
Or like at the kitchen table. And you
posters.
You get a lot of time to absorb them. I think the books are like the most amazing things. I really do. I love books.
So why do people even work on paintings? Because that's different or better.
Well, I mean,
what are you doing with the actual prints of this?
Well, they're framed and they're going in the art show.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be at Family.
Oh, okay.
So you can see them up close. They're different than. I mean, everything that's printed degrades a little bit. So the painting is always better.
So each of them are going to be there. Wow. Are you
Not
selling
all
them?
of
What are you
them.
going to do with them?
Not all of them, but half of them.
Are you going to sell them?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. What was the painting you were working on when it was the two, what was it? The witches?
Oh, yeah, the double-faced witch.
Yeah. Where's that now?
In my closet.
I should buy that one from you. It's in your closet.
Did that make you feel sorry for me for a second?
It just made me feel bad for the like the piece.
Well, it won't be in there forever. Honestly, I don't have that much work around. Lots of people have like storage spaces. Yeah. Everybody always has work left around.
Your stuff is where? At galleries or
people have bought them.
Oh yeah.
I don't make that much, so.
How much would it cost? How much would I have to pay you to completely decorate this place in your own artwork? But never tell anybody it was just as a joke. Like, only your pieces were up.
That wouldn't cost you very much at all. I mean,
you would do that?
Why would I care?
I don't know.
How long would I have to keep it up?
Oh, always.
Oh, yeah, that would cost you a lot, because I don't really like looking at my stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's visually not that fun.
No, that's not what I mean. I also mean it seems like pretentious to like have your own art.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be allowed to tell them that it was a joke?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut. And how would you know?
Now the game is on.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't know. You just have to not do it. That's what the stupid bet is.
Yeah, well, it's a dumb bet.
Yeah, fair enough. My ex-roommate painted something once, and he put it up in our apartment. And it was like, I don't think that's good looking, but I don't really know. But like,
you can't
seems
say
lame,
anything.
bro. But yeah, you can't say anything.
Some people like having their own art around. I can understand it, but I don't like it. Once I finish a painting, I don't really want to look at it again.
Yeah. I just feel bad that if we like go... This is why I want to do a CD or a DVD where it's like I'm done with all this stuff. I just want to put it on something so it's not in a closet forever.
Yeah, you just want, like, I just want to make stuff so I can be done with it and move forward.
Yeah.
Especially because also I look at, like, you spend a year working on stuff. Yeah. I spend a month working on one painting. I've looked at it enough. Yeah. I've looked at it so much I can't even see it for what it really is.
Yeah.
You know? So you don't really need to hang out with it.
Yeah.
You just want to let it go. But you can't throw it away because then your life feels meaningless.
Yeah. What'd you tell me about kids and painting? I liked it. The creative people.
Oh, well, you know, I'm anti-baby. I don't want to have children.
Yeah. Is that what you're leaning now towards completely?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, you know, people...
Sorry.
What is that?
It's my ringtone.
People want to have babies because it's like it creates it creates their immortality. But like but people that I know that don't have babies,
because a part of them will live on forever.
Yeah, and I think that people that make art or paintings or do stuff and put it out in the world, that's immortality.
They already are making something that'll live on past
Yeah, like
I'm
like I know it's obnoxious, but I have this lofty aspiration that my books and when I contribute to the world in my paintings will be here for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
That someone will look at my book in 150 years.
Some redneck chick painted that velvet Elvis. It's on my wall.
Yeah. So see, to me, that's immortality, and so I don't really need to have a baby.
Right.
I don't want to expend that energy. Like I don't need that sort of foreverness from a kid.
Yeah.
Such a gamble.
It's such a gamble. I love people like, oh, I told you this, everyone's like, it'll change your life. Trust me. There's no going back. And I'm like, I know people that don't talk to their children, have no contact with them.
Not to mention,
they don't give a fuck.
What if you get an autistic kid?
Oh.
Or a murderer? Or a rapist? Or something horrible?
What would you rather have for a son?
A murderer or a rapist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're going to do it 2 times each.
What? Murder twice and rape twice?
Murder twice or rape twice. Which one of those do you want from a son?
I have no idea how to answer that question.
Okay, if it's from a daughter, obviously it'd be rape twice.
Rape a man.
Yeah. Or rape a woman. Somehow it seems easier. It's like less of a crime if a woman does it to a woman. Like put something up a woman or something. Or if a woman rapes a man like with like a vagina. Yeah, that seems way less. I know it's bad for the man somehow. But like that seems like way less of a crime, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was... Okay, let's say it's a girl. Would you rather have a rapist girl or a murderer girl? It's way more towards rapist, right?
I don't know. They're kind of on the same spectrum of horrible.
I think that's just for boys. It's the same spectrum. Because the murderer is the same no matter what.
There's something really weird about
I want to have a rapist daughter. Just let me have this in my life.
I just want to be done.
Just want to have my immortal life for my rapist daughter. That's it. All right. I think we're about done.
Oh, cool.
Is there anything you wanted to add to... how long is this? Perfect.
How long is it?
An hour and a half.
Damn.
Is there anything you wanted to add about the art world or something that you should think people should know about? in general? Some like revelation you've had about it or something? Who are your big like artists? Who do you like now? Modern people.
Oh, I hate saying that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because I
hate the word favorite. Like, who's your favorite?
I'm really bad with like names and things, and there's so much stuff that I love that it's too complicated. But I do one thing that I'm really against is saying that there's no good women artists.
Oh, that's a big thing?
It's a huge myth, and it irritates the crap out of me.
Georgia O'Keeffe. I don't know who else.
Can you think of another woman artist?
First of all, Georgia O'Keeffe was a huge coup, and I got that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me think. No.
I think a 4-year-old would be able to say Georgia O'Keeffe.
I can't, but I probably can't.
That's the only female artist you can think of?
Well, they weren't allowed to pick up paintbrushes in like the olden days, right?
Yeah, they were. But can you think of another one?
You. I just remember that. There's you. Annie Leibovitz doesn't count, does she?
Yeah, she counts. There you go.
Okay, Annie Leibovitz.
Like, don't you think that's shocking?
I think when Cheryl Swoops takes 3 pointers, it's like art. Whenever I was a huge WNBA fan, and that was the weird thing about me. Yeah, he's normal every other way, but he just... Dude,
but you're not normal every other way.
Oh, yeah, but if I was... Yeah, good point. I'm normal in very few ways. I don't know. I can't name other... Tell me. I'm sure I remember some when you tell me.
Louise Bourgeois?
Nope, never heard of her.
Cindy Sherman?
Nope, it sounds like someone I would not want to go out with.
They just put out this list of the 10 richest, most famous artists.
Uh-huh.
And there's only one woman.
Okay.
And it's Cindy Sherman.
Oh. Who are the other 10 males? See if I know them.
Damien Hirst.
Nope.
Jeff Koons.
Jeff Koons I know. I like a lot.
Let's see. I don't know who the rest of the list is.
Jeff Koons I like a lot. I really like that look of stuff.
I know you do. I know. You always bring it up.
He's just so cool. That Michael Jackson was rad.
I know. It's awesome. I like it because I feel like people can. It's like art is hardly ever
rad
or like funny.
Yeah,
and
that's why I like Tarantino so much because he does weird, awesome like directorial stuff.
Yeah,
most people, but also an action movie.
Yeah, it's true. Art is hardly ever just like sort of like it never takes itself. It takes itself so seriously all the time. He
had that stuff where two things combined when he had the chain link fence. Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, the chain link fence with a rubber ducky or something.
Yep.
And he had to he didn't just stick it through there. He had to cut the rubber ducky in half and I don't know how he did it. It was like part of it. It was like two worlds just collapsed on each other. It's not a
real rubber ducky.
I know that. So he just built. Oh, that's what it is. I didn't know that.
Well, you just screamed, I know that.
I know. That was my natural way to say, just to protest. And then I realized I didn't. It's fine. I could admit it. Who else is on that list?
I don't know. I never even really saw the list. I just had someone was telling me there's only one woman on there.
And where were you? Number 11?
Yeah.
Somewhere 11 and below. All right. Well, it's a family.
Oh, my God.
A family on Fairfax between Melrose and Beverly.
February 16th.
February 16th.
7 to 9.
7 to 9. Get there early. See the paintings live.
There'll be books for sale.
They'll be for sale there?
Mm-hmm.
I'll get one there. You only have one made right now?
No. I only got, they're all at the press. They're all at my friend's press.
It's really cool. It looks really great.
Thank you.
I'm really happy this all came together.
I know.
Just for all the amount of time. I know that struggle of asking somebody. That's what I do with my storyteller show. Whenever there's Bill Burr or somebody really big, I'm fuck, I'm going to be bothering them.
No, you should just ask. I can't believe that I was going to not ask. I never even entertained the idea until we had that conversation. And now I just feel like, man, it's weird. I have this awesome, beautiful thing that I'm so proud of now. And I'm sure I would have been proud of it if he hadn't been in it. But now it's like this. I feel so happy. Yeah. And it's just over some social awkwardness of having to worry about him going, this would be the worst case scenario, right? You ask him and he goes. Over email, by the way. And he just goes, he ignores it. Or he says, can't do it right now in a little too snarky of a way. Yeah. Or not interested. Yeah, that is the worst case scenario. And I could clearly survive that. And if that was the risk in terms of getting this awesome, beautiful piece of work that you made. Yeah. This really rewarding thing. That's not much of a risk to get that thing. David Taylor, when I was telling him about coming on your podcast, he was telling me about talking about my art forum review. Because do you know that this happened to me? What? that like right when I used to have much more of a career, and then I had this solo show, and they told me I was going to get a review in Art Forum.
Art Forum is the big magazine.
Yeah, and it's like I've been dreaming of that since I was 16.
Yeah,
it was the worst review ever. They said my art was meaningless, horrible, well crafted, but completely pointless.
Yeah,
that was the worst thing I've ever survived. And here I was still nervous about asking someone just because I didn't want them to say no, or like that. I felt like that would hurt me or something.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Amazing how bad reviews. I finally got to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, you don't like me. That's okay.
Yeah, this one was. Or they're
just going out for blood sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it kind of felt like.
That girl from Juno, whoever directed that.
Oh yeah.
I heard her on the NPR once talking about being a critic, a movie critic. Mm-hmm. She used to do that, and she was talking to some other movie critic, and like maybe a third one, or the DJ also, or the guy who ran the station, whatever. But she was saying one, she goes, she wasn't good at it. She just she was saying that whoever the other professional guy was, she goes, you're way better at this than I was. But she goes, sometimes I was in a bad mood, so I write a good review, or I just wrote 3 good reviews in a row.
Yeah.
So I felt like, ooh, I'm getting too like I'm not seeing things right. So I'd have to. The next one would just be negative, no matter who it was. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my glass.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that it's funny how much people, you're more upset when someone tells you you're bad, when they don't like you, than if 15 people that you totally respect tell you that you're good.
I tell this to John Heffron, because he always, focuses on those people that are bad. And I'm like, imagine there's a group of people outside, your place, 50 people lined up saying, we love John Heffron.
Yeah.
But there's 5 people going I don't love him at all. I hate him.
Yeah.
You're going to take any joy in this parade that's outside your house?
I know. And
you're just going to be like, hey, fuckers, why did you like me?
And what if you met the people that hated you and you were like, I hate them?
Yeah.
But you never do.
I'm arguing with someone. I should take joy in their contempt.
Mm-hmm. But it's not part of our psychology.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Even if you get a 95% approval rating, which is super high.
I know.
That means 5 out of 100 are going to think you're bad.
I know.
And you're focusing on what the fuck? You're
which is inevitable.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird. It's very, very weird. It's hard to be a human.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it.
I would have talked more to you about that place of female in art and stuff.
Oh, it's fine.
Because they do that in comedy too, and I don't know what the story is with that.
It's bullshit. It's a total myth. Women are funny.
Yeah.
Women make good art. It's not as simple as saying they're just not funny.
Yeah, that I don't agree with. But there's an
entire system in place of what we value and devalue.
Yeah, and so we overvalue male things.
Yeah, there's also inclusiveness, and it's first of all, what is the number one trait that women describe when they want a man? Funny. Uh-huh. What is the number one trait that men want from women? Hot.
Big tits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, we want you to shut up.
You do not care.
But maybe that came from a place because over history, women have had so little to say because they're such dolts that eventually we're like, all right, enough with your stupid fucking half brain.
That is a interpretation.
And then girls how do you make a joke? I would love to be able to do that. So they look for that in men.
Yeah, okay.
That's definitely an interpretation. My feeling is this. It's 2-part. One, women are more nurturing than men, so why can't their brains be shaped differently in other ways? And one have more of a tendency towards humor than the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one has a problem saying women are more nurturing. I don't see women going, fuck you. People are all exactly the same in every way. So I don't understand why they can be less funny or maybe even less artistically based. Not to say you are or every girl, but overall. No,
that's a terrible. That's a ridiculous line of thought that you're going down.
Really? Why?
Well, first of all, women
remember
aren't
they proved
more nurturing.
That men are just more suited towards math or less suited towards math. I forget which one it was. I don't even care. But one of them was the tests were one is just suited towards this better. Well, our brains work differently, but comedy and art require an exceptional amount of skill sets from all across the valley. Some people make art and use mathematic sensibilities, and some people use different things. I mean, already it's way too complicated to say that it's just not in our brain. I mean, that is ridiculous. No, but overall, so why is nurturing then? Why is nurturing more in your brain? What is
this nurturing thing?
Oh, we can't agree on that?
No.
Oh, you think men are more nurturing?
It's a conditioning experience. It's so much more complicated than our brains are just wired to
Okay, well, that brings me to the other possibility that, at least with humor, that women are not taught that they need to be funny, so they don't develop that part of them. And so then they're adults, and then one out of...
I don't think it's that either.
You don't think it's that?
No.
I just think women aren't looked for humor early on. They don't have to do that to get attention at a party.
Well, then why are all of a sudden there's all these shows that have women-driven comics and they're really funny?
Like what?
Like there's been more of attention towards women comics lately.
Because they view them as
and they're
TV,
funny.
They view them as ways to get money, like it's a new market. What's funny? Whitney?
No.
Chelsea Lately?
No. Neither of those shows.
So like what?
Well, like 30 Rock.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Parks and Recreation. New Girl.
I watched
Bridesmaids.
that the first time they were
SNL was saved by the female cast. It was a terrible show.
Yeah. But also that just means that there's two funny girls on that show.
No, there's more than that. They've had they had Tina Fey, Kristen.
Tina Fey was terrible on Saturday Night Live.
That's not true.
She was awful, and she ruined that show. She was the head writer in its worst years. She was the head writer. She was responsible for all the sketches that were terrible when there weren't enough female performers. She was responsible. She took over Weekend Update and ruined that too. Her and Jimmy Fallon. That show was horrible because she was at the helm. I love 30 Rock. That show was terrible when she was the head writer. Sorry. But that was her fault. So you can't point to her as an example of good things.
Yes, you can.
She ruined that show with her writing. And then what's her name came in and saved it with a performance. How can you say that 30 Rock is a great show and that if SNL is terrible and 30 Rock is great, how do you say she's terrible? Two reasons. One, because different works are different. I can have a good joke and then I can write a bad joke.
Yeah, so you're not bad.
Two, she doesn't write 30 Rock.
Okay, first of all...
She heads it up. She got the idea for it. And you know who's great on that show? The whole cast.
You are so irritating to me sometimes.
She's not great. It's fucking the black guy
I know, but
and the old white dude and the young white dude.
First of all...
Yeah?
Way too emphatic.
Yeah, I know.
You're yelling at me. And second of all, I'm tired. And third of all, I can't argue about this stuff because this is your jam.
Yeah.
So at some point, if you just want to berate me,
I should talk to Jen Kirkman about it.
Yes, this is not my field.
Yeah.
You may be right, sort of.
I don't know. I'm trying to come to terms with why. I just see less funny people.
But I just think that the way that we rationalize things, like you're not a evolutionary biologist or psychologist. You don't know the complications with why we are the way that we are. So for your rudimentary sexist brain to try to come up with reasonings, it's going to be flawed.
Yeah. But we have to come to terms with, like, it's different. They're not the same. Either it's men keeping women out. Now, in the art world, it's different because you're never standing by your painting. You don't have to deliver your painting, right? You don't have to show yourself.
It's not different.
So it should just be based on the work.
No, that's not how it works at all.
But it should be.
But it's not how it works.
Right. No, I'm saying it's different from comedy because comedy, you can't separate the person from the work.
Yeah, but
writing,
but you know, people that buy art are buying into the myth of the artist.
Oh, right. That's a big thing. Was the gift shop's all about?
Sort of, yeah.
Of like just have some big people tell me like that you're big.
It has a lot to do with that.
And so you'll become bigger.
Yes.
You told me once that the art world is supported by rich white people who don't know anything about art.
Yes.
And they want to buy art in order to feel artistic.
Yes. It's the art world is driven by
$10 million.
super rich, mostly white men.
Yeah. And their wives who want them to buy certain
literally, art is driven by, like, Mitt Romney and super rich Republicans.
Yeah.
although the super rich people that buy tons of art probably do vote Democrat. But it is a huge part of it. It's so antiquated. The system of art and the real deal.
Yeah, the people who are choosing what's best is the people who don't know anything, who just have cash.
Yeah, it's a very weird system.
Yeah, that is weird.
And it's really weird when you have to sort of like
on music, the people who are choosing which music gets played is the people that listen to radio, and they request whatever.
Right, music is more egalitarian. That's why I like making books. Like,
because everyone has access
really
to that
believe that art
level.
should be accessible to everyone and consumed by everyone. I think that art should function on the same place.
Huh? Yeah, I like that. I feel weird. I know that some comics have charged like $100 for tickets sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that means you're just going to have in your show rich, annoying people.
Yeah.
You can have people who you don't want in your show.
Yeah. I mean, everyone should make money, but I sort of believe in a sliding scale.
Yeah.
I think you make things that are accessible, like I make this book, and then hopefully I can sell my paintings for a shit ton of money someday and make more books, you know?
One time I was at a Bullets game, Washington Bullets. I don't know if they became Wizards yet then or not. You just lick the wine on the outside of your glass so as not to waste a drop. Very nice. Did you not even know you did that?
I'm actually totally embarrassed for myself. I can feel my cheeks are flushing. It was more that I didn't want it to drip on myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. We were at a Washington Bullets game and no one was there. It was like a rainstorm or a blizzard or something. And it was like barely anybody was there. And they said, God, it was like empty. And they're like, guys, if you want, it was like after the first quarter, everybody can move on down. And they let us all fill up the blue seats, like the expensive seats.
Yeah.
And it rocked.
Yeah.
Everybody went crazy.
Yeah.
The rich people were like a little annoyed, you could tell at first. And then it was like, it was fine. And then we filled up those blue seats. And everyone's so excited to be so close to the court. But I'm like, that's what would make a better basketball game if you had the rich people way up top.
Yes.
Not deciding what the, the field should be. The poor people.
Yes.
Who know how to cheer like regular people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a problem with the art world, huh?
Yes.
Huh. All right, we didn't get into enough about chicks in art world, but I don't know anything about it. I think that was everything.
I think so. Well, I'm fatigued.
Yeah, I know.
Can't you tell?
Yeah, I can. All right. Well, thank you very much.
What's
your Twitter account? You want people to follow you on Twitter?
No.
No?
I guess so. It's just Ashley Macomber. Macomber.
ASHLEY, not the porn way.
No.
Which is what? EIGH?
That's the porn way?
I don't know. I feel like it's some different way to spell it.
ASHLEE.
Oh, yeah, that would be the porn way.
Yeah. No, I'm spelled ASHLEY.
And then Macomber.
Yeah, but no one pronounces it that way, did you know?
What do they pronounce it?
Macomber.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not the way you pronounce it, but that's the way you spell it.
It's Macomber.
Yeah, Macomber.
All right. Ashley Snow. Do you go by Snow?
Yeah.
In your art stuff?
Yeah.
Ashley Snow Macomber. All right. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll do this another time and talk about child bearing or something.
Okay.
All right.
One of my favorite subjects.
Yeah. Why you don't want to do that? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That's it. Ari Shaffir Skeptic Tank number 46 is in the books. We're finished. If you guys live in Los Angeles and you're listening to this before February 16th, 2012, then go to this art opening. It's February 16th, Thursday, from 7 to 9 at Family on Fairfax Avenue. It's 436 North Fairfax Avenue, LA, California, 90036. That's about as much research as I'll ever do for this show. But go. It should be great. And if you're not in Los Angeles, or if you're listening to this after February 16th, then pick up a copy of our book. It's go to Black Tent Press. It's blacktentpress.com. It's right there on the front page. If you're getting this like a year later, I doubt any will be left. But if you are, the book is called Afternoon, and it's guys, it's beautiful. It's really great. It's amazing to me to see this like progress from idea stage to actually making it happen, and it's just, I don't know, it's awesome. And I've seen it, and it's beautiful. And even if you don't have a record player, even if you don't own the capabilities to play the Bonnie Prince Billy songs, and by the way, you should definitely be listening to Bonnie Prince Billy. His stuff is amazing. It's super mellow, but just really, really nice. And even if you don't have a record player, it's still the best thing that's going to be on your coffee table. And so fucking $30, support like an artist who's doing real cool art. Go over and get one. Do yourselves a favor. It's one of the few things that I will not steal that I'll be paying for myself. So pick one up. Thank you, Ashley, for talking to me. And what else is there? Please subscribe to these on iTunes. It's also available on Stitcher. I already forgot what I said in my introduction. So go to Stitcher on your iPhone or maybe Android. subscribe on iTunes if you listen to them that way. That way, when new ones come in, you won't forget and you'll listen to it. I'm shocked at myself for still being able to do these every Monday. I'm really shocked with the amount of laziness I am and the amount of work I've been doing lately and like being on the road. I don't know how I've been able to do them, but kudos to me, I guess, for growing up. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Ashley Snow Macomber, for talking to me. And that's it. If you have any comments, please write in. Contact at arishafir.com. I forget which one it is. I think contact at arishafir.com. But leave a comment on my website, arithegreat.com or arishafir.com. It's the same crap. Leave a comment about any of these episodes. I read them all. And if you send something to that web address, to that email address, I'll read them. I might not respond, but I read them all. That's it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. What?